2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Hi, and thanks for joining us on 2K Sports NBA action. It's coming up. This is Brian Anderson. I'm here with Hall of Famers Grant Hill and Doris Burke, our reporter, Allie LaForce. We'll see the Indiana Pacers facing the home team. Here's Frazier. So a look at the starters for the Pacers. Victor Oladipo is out there with Paul George. And it's Daniels in at the 5.
Very difficult to slow him down defensively, especially when you have communication problems.
First personal foul, first team foul.
Now here's Oladipo. Pass to O'Neal. Oladipo outside. George left side. To the left side wing. Here's Granger. Gets it to go from the corner.
Paul George is always about making the right play. What a pretty pass.
Here's Frazier. He's guarded by Oladipo. Knocked loose. Here's the break. Here's George. Basket is good with the setup from Oladipo.
Boy, you love the tenacity. Defender all over him, and Paul George keeps his focus.
Here's Frazier. Oladipo with the rebound.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Pass to O'Neal. And he makes it on the layup.
Yeah, attack mode from the start. Exactly what you want coming into this game.
Get it to the right guy, get a high percentage look, and that's the kind of game they want to play tonight.
Here's Frazier after the basket by Indiana. Here's Havlicek. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. He's guarded by Oladipo. The bank shot, no good. Boy, the offense has been on point.
They have great timing and great communication. So hard to get stops against them.
Now here's Oladipo. Back to O'Neal. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
Well, Victor Oladipo improving in just about every aspect of the game. Pretty pass.
And they're on the break. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Adding insult to injury with the dunk off the steal.
Nice to see a good play on D. That led to some fireworks.
Let's see if that serves as a momentum builder. What a great sequence for this group.
And with the offense reeling, coach has to get these guys on the same page.
And to me, they're just taking too many tough shots. And when they do get an easy one, the confidence just isn't there.
Well, if you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
Kicks it to George. Here's the 3. Pure from three-point range.
3 points.
George has got 5.
Man, that was fast. They're already up by double digits.
Wow, they've come out strong. Control the pace, assert their will. Nice.
Here's Havlicek. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. To the paint. A shot to stop the run. And it's Irving missing. Pass to Daniels. Out to Oladipo. O'Neal on the wing. Here's Granger. He's guarded by Irving. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Daniels. Oh, there's the shot clock violation. So they'll turn it over.
70s team ball.
They're looking to do something to stop this run. They have to get back on track.
Really needs to settle his guys down right now and get them refocused.
Get ready for your advance move.
And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in this first quarter. To the middle. Here's Lanier. And he goes up strong with a one-handed jam.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, B.A.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team.
Well, Victor Oladipo is unafraid in the face of contact. That's a nice move.
All right, guys, what do you think so far about the offensive approach for Indiana?
They've done a great job facilitating shooters. Their early game has seen a lot of hot passes and has kept the defense guessing as well.
They've also done a really good job taking advantage of miscues. Their defense has been stifling in this one.
Here's Abdul-Jabbar. No points yet. Here's Lanier. O'Neal pulls it in.
Yeah, we're not used to seeing him get bottled up like that. Wow.
For 3, Oladipo. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Oladipo.
And early on, they've been on a tear. Just getting whatever they want offensively.
Well, what I love is the game plan has been solid from the opening tip. And guys are making their shots. That's critical.
And that one's good. Irving.
Pounding it inside early and often, setting a physical tone.
Oladipo outside. We've got 1:28 left in the first quarter. To the inside. O'Neal. Boom! He jams it straight down.
They've been very effective so far. A balanced attack at its best.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Outside Irving. Here's Abdul-Jabbar. And the rebound goes to the Pacers.
Showing great intensity around the rim is part of why he's a respected defender.
And what you love about his work defensively, the ability to challenge and change shots without fouling.
Now here's Oladipo. He's got 5. And he lays it up and in. Oladipo's got 7 points in the game.
The offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
They have used their size and their strength to get off any shot they want. They've dominated on the interior.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. There's 18 seconds left in the first quarter. 5 on the clock. Back to O'Neal. Missed inside. Outside Irving. Count that bucket.
This guy can do so much for you on the offensive end, and that is why his number gets called time and time again.
Here's Daniels. Oh, did he get it off in time? He did. How about that?
Are you serious? That was incredible.
What a way to seize momentum. Can it carry over into the next quarter? Beautifully done.
Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. It's the Pacers up by 15. Don't go away. We'll be back momentarily. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. Quite a position here for the Pacers to be in. What do you guys think?
Oh, what I love was that first quarter was all about leaking out and capitalizing in transition.
And why wouldn't they? You see their effectiveness in the open floor. Very difficult to slow down.
On the court for the Pacers. Second quarter underway. 4-3. He drops it from range. Maravich has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. For three, Oladipo. His first miss of the game. 3 of 4 from the field now. Inside, here's Irving. And Irving powers it home.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Wow, an emphatic two-handed slam. Out to Oladipo. This one for three. Offensive rebound, Pacers. Oladipo on the wing. From deep. Got it. Makes him 4 for 6 from the floor.
Well, it's a difficult guard contending with Victor Oladipo because this guy is prepared on the catch to make a shot.
Here's Frazier. Paddles through traffic and lays it in. Frazier's got 5 points.
And despite the size mismatch, getting a little aggressive down there in the paint.
Some guys just relish the challenge. Find a way, and he does.
Oh, it's stolen by Oladipo. Pass to McGinnis. Here's Granger. Kicks it to George. All alone. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim. He has 7.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
So both teams changing it up here. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Knocked away. Maravich, the pass to White. Here's Maravich for 3. Nails it from beyond the arc. Maravich has got 6 here in the quarter.
Can't give those openings defensively. He'll just keep exploiting them.
White against Oladipo. Puts up a deep 3. Ooh, coming through again. Shooting 5 for 7 now.
Well, Victor Oladipo wants the three-point answer, and he delivers it. Nicely done.
Here's Maravich. Paul George pulls it in. And here's George. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. Oladipo against Hayes. Oladipo, the pass to O'Neal. And he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Now, Victor Oladipo's passing skills probably unappreciated. This guy is very unselfish and capable.
Going inside. Good work there as it goes. Oladipo's got 17 points.
The name of the game isn't scoring, it's scoring efficiency.
Down low. And Irving powers it home.
Everyone loves the alley-oop play, B.A.
Yep, one of the prettiest in basketball. For 3, Oladipo. And again, it's Indiana with a 3.
And for so many teams in the NBA, establishing the three-point shot is goal number 1 on offense. He's definitely doing his part tonight.
No doubt it's a growing trend, Greg, and he is highly accurate tonight.
It's George on the wing. The 3. Drops in the 3. 10 points for him.
Paul George's shooting form is just so pretty. This guy's ability to make shots so easy.
On the wing, Irving from outside the arc. And count it. Now 5 for 7.
Both teams are starting to find a rhythm here.
And this is partly what the game has become, right? A matter of dueling three-point opportunities.
Now here's Oladipo. Give him 20.
That's a complete effort. Stuck with his man, gets his hand up, and then he doesn't hesitate to finish the possession with the rebounding job.
Here's Hayes. Here's White. Got a hand on it, and he gets it back. Well, it was only a matter of time before they finally get the bucket.
You have to appreciate the doggedness and intensity on the glass. Wow.
Kicks it to George. Fires from deep. And good. Coming on the setup by Oladipo.
3.
George has got 8 here in this quarter.
Nice on-time pass to Paul George. He's shot ready. Nicely done.
Pass to Maravich. Puts up a 3. It's rebounded by Indiana.
So disruptive defensively out beyond the arc.
Well, tremendous effort, tremendous timing. The ability to alter shots on the perimeter, that was beautiful.
A savage reverse jam. That takes great body control.
No question. He was making a statement right there, man. Here's White following the bucket by the Pacers. Good work defensively by Oladipo.
Well, terrific defense. They obviously respect his ability and just want to make it tough.
Pass to O'Neal. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Nice shot by George.
Yeah, just a drop in the bucket for PG-13. He will roast you from the corners if you let him.
And here's Hayes to stop the run. O'Neal pulls it in. Here's Artest. Back to Daniels. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
Making plays at both ends of the floor, and it shows up in the box score.
Well, what I love is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
Personal foul.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
At the line for your 70s team, Artis Gilmore. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. So it's both teams making substitutions here. Good on the second one. George for 3. Oh, and he just knocked down the buzzer beater.
They already had the momentum going to the break. Now they've got even more of it.
Paul George, he's feeling it tonight. He's been the driving force for Indiana with 4 3-pointers in the quarter alone, proving he's a threat at the arc. More 2K action in just a moment. And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Paul George has been sensational.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
Shooting for Indiana, Victor Oladipo.
Here's Frazier. And for Indiana, they've got Victor Oladipo. He's out there with Paul George. And it's O'Neal in at the 4.
And they're ahead right now because they're working so hard on the glass.
And bottom line, more boards means more possessions. That's how you build a lead.
George drives in. Can't connect from short range.
He did everything in his power to make that a hard shot.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
To the paint. Here's Granger. He's guarded by Irving. And a minute played as the second half gets going. For three, Oladipo. The long distance three is buried.
3 points.
Oladipo's got 26 points.
I'll tell you, you've got to guard Victor Oladipo at all times. This guy has a ton of confidence in that deep range.
Pass to Abdul-Jabbar. Here's O'Neal. He's got 10. George's shot is good.
Well, Paul George is a big-time scorer, and it matters not where he is, but you give him a corner three, he'll take it.
And he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Sometimes a player is born with a passer's mindset. He deals it with conviction.
And here's Oladipo. He's got 26. And again, it's Indiana with a three.
Here in the second half, they're really focused on stretching the floor.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
Shot's good by Granger.
Action on the break has fueled them tonight. They're winning the transition battle.
Well, this is their pace. This is exactly how they want to play. A little fast, a little loose.
Here's Frazier. He's got 5. Here's Irving. That is now his 7th field goal. In 10 attempts. Impressive. So it's the Pacers now. Oladipo finds George. Launches a three. And it's Irving with a rebound. Pass to Havlicek. George with the block.
What a defensive play from Paul George. Send it back, big fella.
Here's Daniels to the left wing. Now here's George. Shot clock at 5. Hits a three-pointer. George has got 6 in the quarter.
Oh, he is absolutely unstoppable right now. Paul George in rhythm. Look out.
Frazier, the pass to Havlicek. Lets the three fly. Frazier shot is off. On offense, here are the Pacers. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Hey, Brian. Well, last year the NBA created a new award. It's called the Clutch Player of the Year. It's named the Jerry West Trophy. And West said there are few greater thrills than coming through for your teammates and fans when they need it the most. This new trophy will be awarded to the player who best delivers in those moments. Brian?
Yeah, that's a nice addition there, Allie. Thank you. Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over. Second half here, and we're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Inside, Cowens passes to Lanier. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Lanier's gotten his second bucket of the game. And so it's Indiana with it. George with it, and the layup is good.
Oh, my goodness. Paul George under duress of exceptional defense. No problem.
Oh, George with a steal. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. And the foul called on Paul George. That'll be a second foul of the game.
Foul. Second team foul.
Here's Frazier. Softly drops in the floater. Frazier's got 7 points.
Floater can be a tricky shot, but that's the right choice.
To the inside, George. Basket is good with the setup from Oladipo. Oladipo's got his 9th assist of the game now. Pass to Cowens. Here's Barry. Shot clock at 6. O'Neal pulls it in. O'Neal's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here's George. And he gets the bucket. George has got 14 points here in the second half.
Nothing you can do there. Paul George has all the tools to rise and fire with a hand in his face.
Pass to Havlicek. Here's Lanier. Out to the right wing. Here's Havlicek. George defending. The putback. It's good on the putback.
He really gets in perfect position for the follow. Just a terrific read.
Here's Daniels. Right through the D for the layup. He's got 6.
Here in the second half, they've just found better shots.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
Here's Barry. Still without a bucket.
Foul called. Danny Granger. First personal foul. Third team foul.
And he drops the first.
At the line for your 70s team, Rick Barry.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And here's Sabonis. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. And George launches it from deep. And again, it's Indiana with a 3.
And that was from the parking lot. Paul George very assured from distance.
Knocks it loose. From deep. Oh, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target at the end of the third quarter. A huge lead. This one may have already been decided. It's the Pacers delivering the blowout. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
You talk about painting a magnificent picture with that dime. Just a great decision and a perfect delivery.
We call that putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it once it was there.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And the Pacers call time here.
It's now an opportunity to take a break and talk about their strategy moving forward.
Well, there's something that the coach doesn't like. I'm curious to see which kind of adjustment he makes here.
On the court for the Pacers, Paul George out there with Victor Oladipo. And it's O'Neal in at the center position. And that one's good, Barry.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the 3. It's really that simple, guys.
To the middle. And George with the jam.
Man, after all the injury setbacks, you see the elevation Paul George has. That is impressive.
Outside White. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Daniels has got 4 rebounds now. George outside. Pass to Daniels. O'Neal on the wing. Over to the wing. Here's Granger. And again, it's Indiana with a 3.
Have to show more effort defensively. Everyone knows he can do that from deep.
Well, to me, that's just inexcusable. You start to wonder how much they really want this basketball game.
Here's McAdoo. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Oh my. What a display of effort.
That's his bread and butter, right? Chasing down the boards.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
And trying to put the game away, he's been nails all evening.
And he hasn't forced much tonight. I love the efficiency he's giving to them.
McAdoo, pass to White. And the layup falls.
Showing off the dribble moves. Able to create for himself. I love it.
Oladipo outside. Pass to Daniels. And the layup is good off the glass.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. I mean, they just let him get right to the rim.
To me, this has simply stated been a complete lack of defensive attention and focus all night long.
O'Neal pulls it in. O'Neal's got rebound number 7 tonight. Here's George. And George with the jam.
As of this moment, they look absolutely unstoppable.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
Here's Walton. The Pacers making their last shot. White can't hit.
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Here's Maravich. George defending. White, the pass to Barry. Tries it from 19. It's rebounded by Indiana. Daniels has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's George. And good. Coming on the setup by Oladipo. George has got 44.
Now, you see Paul George stay strong and committed with the basketball, totally focused on finishing.
Maravich, the pass to Walton. Here in the fourth quarter, just under 2.5 gone by. Shot's good by Granger. And now we get a little perspective here on how the hustle game has been for Indiana.
Well, their D has been a major story tonight. I mean, those steals and putting pressure on the ball, clogging the passing lanes, impressive.
And their fast break has also been a key metric in this one. They have had a significant advantage in transition over the course of this game.
Now here's Oladipo.
It's tough to stop.
So aggressive and a determined finisher. Nice. Yes, it's good.
When the defense gives you room, take it. Don't pass up the shot.
George feels it out a bit. Uses the glass on the layup. George has got 46.
He's carried this team to this lead on his back, handling almost all the scoring duties.
Pass to White. Here's Walton. He's guarded by Oladipo. Up again. Oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
The effort, the position, the timing, all there.
And add instincts to that. He can sense where the rebound's going to go. George's shot is good.
George, 3 points.
There's 1:17 left to play in the fourth quarter. Here's Granger. Three-pointer off the mark.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Oladipo against White. It's deflected. Oladipo outside with the drive. It's Oladipo with the finish.
Goes to
Well, we know Oladipo is an elite dunker, one of the most creative guys when he's at the rim.
And a big issue for them, turnovers.
Yeah, you just can't give away possessions in this league.
Here's White. Good work defensively by Oladipo.
He hasn't been able to find his touch this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
Finishing the game strong. This is how you shut the door on any hopes of a comeback.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Now here's White. 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And that one's good. Barry. Indiana calls timeout.
charge to the Pacers.
They're on top. 16 seconds left in the game. All right, guys, what do you think?
And they're hoping to wrap this one up.
It's not completely over, and they know that. But if they carry out their game plan, they should be golden.
And now a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
This has been one of the most dominant performances I've ever seen. What's incredible is he has no off switch, just a tremendous motor, and he's making an impact on every single possession. And look at him. You think it's just another game. He is totally in control of his emotions.
Wow, did this game really turn out to be his show? A commanding performance like that makes for a sweet victory, especially on the road. It's hauled in by White.
If you try something like that, you better be sure to complete it.
Down low. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
Yeah, surprised he doesn't have more shot attempts. He's been accurate. You'd think he'd want to take control now with them behind.
And George launches it from deep. Off on that one. And so Indiana takes this one by a big margin. To walk into enemy territory and deliver a performance like that says a lot about this squad.
They really came in looking confident and didn't let anything shake them. This is what a dominant team looks like.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, and all of our crew, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching this 2K Sports presentation of the NBA. We'll see you next time.